Get rid of it. What does the fox say? All right, I'm not trying to call out and name any names here, but raise your hand if you've ever kept clothing that didn't fit you because you either loved it in the past or you were hoping to fit into it in the future. How about the clothing that you have in your wardrobe that still has the tags on it because something's just not quite right about it? Does this sound familiar? Today, I want to show you an easy hack, or maybe let's call it a rule, that's going to help you simplify your wardrobe quickly and easily so that you can feel less stressed out when you go to open your closet or your drawers. What's up, fam? If you're new here, welcome, and if you're a subscriber, welcome back. My name is Marissa and I am a former hoarder turned minimalist mom. This video is going to be part 1 in a planned 3-part series on how to declutter clothing and have a more minimalist wardrobe. So today I'm going to be teaching you the 5F rule of clothing decluttering. In part 2, what I'm going to do is I'm going to extreme declutter my wardrobe myself so that I can show you exactly how to use the 5F rule to declutter a more minimalist wardrobe. And then in part 3, I'm going to go through exactly what I have left and show how I create a very practical minimalist capsule wardrobe. So if you aren't already subscribed to my channel, what I want you to do is go down and hit the subscribe button to join our family. Make sure that when you subscribe, you turn on all notifications by ringing the bell, because otherwise they aren't going to show you when I share the new videos, and I really don't want you to miss them because they're gonna be awesome. I might even add more topics to this planned 3-part series. We could potentially even do a part 4 or a part 5, depending on how many questions that I get from you. So don't be afraid to drop questions below in this or any of the other videos, and we can even expand upon any questions that you have. All right, so we are standing here in front of my actual wardrobe. I feel like my wardrobe doesn't look like a lot of other minimalist wardrobes in that I don't stick to a single color palette. I am not collecting only neutral clothing, and it's very eclectic and what I would say practical and normal for a mom. Looking at my wardrobe, you might not necessarily know that I am a minimalist, and I'm totally okay with that. I'm not trying to look like anyone else. I'm just trying to look like me, and you should try to look like you. So I want you to remember that when you are choosing the clothing that's going to stay in your wardrobe, remember, be true to you. So let's talk a little bit about the 5F rule for decluttering clothing and creating your perfect minimalist wardrobe. The 5F rule revolves around the 5F questions. You're gonna be asking yourself these 5 questions when you declutter. Is this item a favorite? Does it fit? Do I like the fabric? Will I need this in the future? Do I feel fabulous in this? So now let's break down and let's talk about these 5 questions that you're going to be asking yourself in a little bit more detail. The first question is it a favorite? If something is a favorite piece that you wear frequently, automatically you don't have to ask yourself any other questions. You're going to take that item out and you're going to set it aside to keep it. You need to think, is it a favorite right now? We're not talking about, was it a favorite 10 years ago? Was this a favorite that I hope to fit in again someday? Is it a favorite right now? Okay, so once you've got past the first question, which is it a favorite, then there's 4 more questions. Now, if an item does not check off all 4 of the questions on this list, generally you're going to want to eliminate that item. What you're going to find is when you have something that doesn't fit, or you don't feel fabulous in it, or you like everything except you don't like the fabric, you're not going to be pulling that item out of your wardrobe to wear, and it's just going to be set aside. So if any of the items of clothing in your wardrobe don't tick off every single one of the 4 questions, that's probably a great reason to get rid of it. For example, I got this shirt from Target and I love the color, I love the cranes on it, but this is a 100% polyester fabric. It's very thin, it's very slippery, and I find that I don't like to choose it to wear because when I need to wear long sleeves, generally it's because it's colder and this doesn't keep me warm, first of all. And then also this fabric, it just seems to show stains and if I am cooking and I get oil spots on it, it's not as easy to get out. It shows very quickly. I don't like picking this piece because it feels too high maintenance. So this is a good example of something where I can tick off all of the boxes except for the fabric box. And so just because I don't like the fabric, that would be a good reason to get rid of it. Okay, and what about does it fit? Now, what we are trying to look at is, does it fit the present me? There are so many women, myself included, that have this idea of their ideal image of what they would like to look like. Sometimes you keep clothing based on this ideal image, and sometimes it's even a different weight than what you are currently. So what we want to do is we want to use the does it fit question to talk about our current present selves in the moment. For example, this dress is from Anthropologie, and I actually got this for my pregnancy, and because it has a very high waist, I was able to wear it when I was pregnant, and it fit me wonderfully even throughout my pregnancy. But now it doesn't fit me in the boobs. Who knew that breastfeeding could completely wipe out your boobs? I have smaller boobs than I did when I was 14 years old. Go figure. So after breastfeeding, I just don't fill out the top of this anymore. And because I'm worried about it slipping down and whoopsie, revealing things that shouldn't be revealed out in public, I don't grab this dress, even though I love the fabric. You know, it was a very expensive dress. I think I paid $150 for it from Anthropologie. This is an item that ticks off all of those boxes except does it fit? And no, it doesn't fit, so I don't feel comfortable wearing it, so I don't reach for it. So get rid of it. The fourth question is, will I need this in the future? Now, we talked about how you don't want to dress for your future self in terms of, oh, I want to look a certain way, or I want to be a certain weight. You need to think about the present moment. However, there are times that you need to keep something for the future. For example, my Christmas sweater. I obviously do not, I mean, I could. I would actually do that. Yeah, I would be comfortable wearing this anytime throughout the year. Generally, you aren't wearing Christmas sweaters throughout the entire year, right? You save them for the winter holidays. And so, even though I'm not wearing this year round, I know that when Christmas comes, I want to pull out my favorite Christmas sweater because it genuinely brings me tons of joy. You're not always going to be wearing a bathing suit, but if you know that you're going to be going on a summer trip next year, or you're gonna take a swim class, you definitely want to keep that in your wardrobe because that's something that you're going to need. When you ask yourself if you need something for the future, I want you to be really, really realistic and honest with yourself. And then the final question that you need to ask yourself is, do I feel fabulous in this item? If you don't feel fabulous in something, what's the point of keeping it? Too often we fill our wardrobes with things that don't make us happy. And you spend time and you spend money and you fill up your space with stuff that you don't really like. And you're just wasting money, you're wasting time, you're wasting space when you could be surrounding yourself with things that make you feel amazing and beautiful. And that's what you should be doing. This dress is a linen dress that I got last year. Believe it or not, when we decluttered our entire home down to 8 suitcases, the airline actually lost all of our luggage when we were moving to Germany. For 2.5 days, we didn't know if we were going to see everything that we had left of our entire life ever again. You know, I had a few toiletries, I had my computer and my camera, I had some items in my backpack and my purse, but I didn't have any clothes. So this is one of the clothes that I bought when the airline lost our luggage, and this is one of my favorite pieces. I love the linen fabric. I feel fabulous when I wear this, even though it's oversized. Actually, I loved it so much, I bought it even though it's a size 8. I'm more like a size 4, 6, but I don't mind that it's oversized, and I feel so comfortable in it. And I can wear this spring, summer, winter, and fall because it's so versatile. So I absolutely feel fabulous in this item. So one more time, let's go through the 5 questions that you need to ask yourself when you are decluttering your wardrobe. Number 1, is this a favorite? Number 2, does it fit? Number 3, do I like the fabric? Number 4, am I going to need this in the future? Number 5, do I feel fabulous in this item? Now that you know the 5 questions, when we think about decluttering our wardrobe, you want to start with those items that are your favorite, and you're going to pull out your favorite items first and set them aside in the keep pile. What does the box say? So then now what I have left in my wardrobe is these questionable pieces that are not my favorites, and then I'm going to go through and ask myself the rest of the questions to decide, should I keep the items or not? By the way, this is a box of wine that we keep here because we don't have enough storage space in this house. And back here you can see that my kids totally busted out the back of this wardrobe. I'm gonna sneeze. I realized when I was looking back through the footage of this video that you can absolutely tell which ones I like versus which ones I don't like based on my facial expressions. So maybe when you're doing this, you should do it in front of a mirror too, if you're trying things on, so that you can read yourself and you can actually see how you are reacting. Thank you so much for joining me today for part 1 of this planned 3-part series on how to declutter a more minimalist wardrobe. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already and join me for parts 2 and 3. Next time is going to be super exciting because I'm actually going to go through and I'm going to extreme declutter everything in my wardrobe, and you get to follow along with that process and see how I use the 5F rule. Thanks so much for joining me today. I can't wait to see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.